and we decided it was time for a chat. We haven't done one of these for a while, and Amy and I, we've just been kind of missing each other, and I think more than anything, we just want a conversation. So you guys get to go along for the ride with us. Now, before we get to the chat, I did want one little close thing. If you've watched the last two videos, you've seen me style the same top 3 different ways now. So if you missed it, go back. But this is all about maximizing your wardrobe. But today is all about connection and enjoying the people that you get to have in your life. So Amy and I are just going to visit, and we are in spring right now as we're recording this, quickly embarking on summer in my world, and Amy's still in the snow in Utah, which is really a little depressing for her and I. But yes, so we're in tornado season in Kansas. We have been dodging storms left and right. Thankfully, we have fared well, and we're just really very grateful for that. But in my world, things are in full swing on the farm. So I have got my greenhouse fully exploding with flowers and hanging baskets. The farm, I've been harvesting the first several stems of peonies and delivering those to florists, and allium. So people are going to get some beautiful Mother's Day blooms from the farm. And then my favorite thing, possibly, there's so many favorite things that I have happening right now in my life, but every night and every morning, really, I get to enjoy my mares and foals in the pasture that's right below our house, and the babies just love the cool weather. It's been getting here pretty hot during the day, and so it's about nap time this time of the day, but in the morning and evening they're just running circles and playing with each other and having the best time, and it just fills my heart to, I mean, over brim. It's just
there's nothing better than a baby, animals, human, whatever. And I have a grandbaby coming. I know we've mentioned it casually in a few videos, but a little girl, and she's due June 10th, but I think that we're going to get her more towards the end of May. So my pastime lately has just been watching babies giggle on Reels on Instagram, because it is just, my whole feed is filled with babies, and that's what we kind of land on. And I cannot wait to see what she's going to look like, and, you know, what her mannerisms are going to be. And my son is so thrilled. If you'll remember, this time last year, we were getting ready for their wedding, and their timing is like exactly on. So the baby is literally due 7 days after their 1-year anniversary. And so even like the bridal like the baby shower and the bridal shower were within a week of each other, and all the things. So it's just like almost Groundhog's Day, only for a baby instead of the wedding. But we're really excited about that. And babies just bring so much joy. So I wish I could sit on your porch and like soak it up with you, because my grandfather was a rancher. I wasn't raised on the ranch. We lived 30 minutes away, but a treat for me was always to come to the ranch. And he used to call them bum lambs. I don't know what every rancher calls them, but anytime there was a lamb that the mother either rejected the lamb or the mother died, we got to bottle feed the bum lambs. And, you know, he always had a colt every year, maybe 2 or 3, depending on the year. And then we would release them. We have range ground, which is basically mountains. And it was always fun to see them get released up to on the range ground, because they would just kick and run and drop and roll. And he had them trained to, he could whistle and then shake a bucket of oats, and those horses would come from, I mean, their pastures were, you know, a full 600 acres. And so they knew my grandpa, they knew they were going to get a treat. We'd take them for a ride, and then we'd take their saddles off, and they'd shake off and roll in the dirt, and then they'd take off and be free ranging horses until they needed them to work again. And so I really, really miss baby horses. That's, you know, the baby goats are so fun and cute, but there's nothing like a fresh foal that just, oh, their noses are so soft, and, you know, all the things.
It is something else.
Yeah.
Now, Breely's got some exciting things that are happening right now, right?
Oh, speak of babies. My baby is 14.
How is that even possible?
I don't know because so I left Cabby. So those of you that don't know, I'm what Cabby calls a boomerang because I ran my business for 5.5, 6 years. And then I was pregnant with Breely and I was not going to leave Cabby, but it was in the economic crash of 0809. And I still had to stay where I had my health insurance, and my husband's company was based on, income that could be spent easily, and that was going away for people. And so I got scared and stayed in the banking world and left Cabby for 5 full years. So when I came back, it was spring of 15. She was 5. So I felt like she's old enough. She's been hanging clothes and doing my labeling ever since she was 5. And then you'll remember this last 2 years, she's been my assistant. And now she just turned 14 and she's going to high school. She just made high school cheer, which in our school district, it's a huge accomplishment because they're all athletes. They all tumble. They're back-to-back state champions. And so it's a very big deal. So her time is already, they're already practicing, and she's going to Yellowstone next week with this scholarship trip. So if you're watching this, it was probably a couple weeks ago and I'll have to report on it, but she goes next week. They go for a week on a charter bus, and we're in Utah. So it's a 5-6 hour drive, I believe, up to where they go. And then they go all over Yellowstone with 3 teachers and 30 kids and 1 charter bus, and they eat out of a cooler and they take their binoculars and they get the whole experience. So yeah, she is a busy, busy girl.
And it was quite the process leading up to that, though, because she had to be honors, right? And then there was an interview process, and
yep, she had to have, in order to even get to the interview, they had to pass I don't know what the grade cutoff was, but I know it wiped half the kids out because they had to have honor citizenship. I don't know how strict they were on A's. Breely had, a 4.0, but it's crazy. So now we're in prep mode. We have to go buy all the food, and she's gluten-free, so it makes it a little harder because we got to pack stuff she'll eat, and she's picky anyway. So even treats she's kind of funny with, but yeah, so that's coming up this weekend. And honestly, my heart it breaks a little bit because she's like the one that makes me laugh all day. We spend an hour in the morning together. I drive her to school, so we say prayer in the car, and then we work out together, and then she goes to school. And it's going to hit me hard, I think, when I'm alone all day from 7 on until into the evening sometimes with cheer. So yeah, I think it's going to hit me much harder than it did with the boys. With the boys, I was like, oh my gosh, they need to graduate and they need to move on. But yeah. This spring is full of emotion for me, for sure.
Yeah.
New baby coming, which hopefully will help numb the pain of my baby growing up. But
it's inevitable, but it seems like it happens way faster than it needs to.
oh, for sure. Yeah. So I know we're not going to stay on super long, but you and I just got off this call with our with Cabby Corporate. And, the base of our conversations are because our relationship is from Cabby, and Cabby's always in the background a little bit. And I just want these women to know that, you get on as a businesswoman and you hear these business conversations and all of it's great. And I am so grateful that Cabby's doing so well. I don't know if you know that Business Counter is just announced that they're going away. So all of the independent people are out of their jobs. They're not, it's a mess. And I look at the way the Cabby women structured Cabby, and now they're the parent company of 2 companies. And you know what it tells me? It tells me that my friendships and my relationships that I've built are still on solid ground, because a lot of our inner workings. I mean, Rebecca and I chat and talk a couple times a week anyway. But I did walk away from Cabby for 5 years, and I know that it's hard to keep those relationships strong when you're not seeing each other on a regular basis. So I just want to shout out to you guys that continue to comment, that continue to text and call us and support our small businesses, that, you know, you are not taken for granted by us. And we love, see, I don't know why I'm emotional.
Well, it's
But
because it is emotional. I mean, these are our people.
yeah, you guys invite us into your homes, and I don't think there's anything more personal and more, I don't know, just what's the word?
Opening their homes to us
Vulnerable.
and sharing us with their friends.
Yeah.
That's pretty vulnerable.
And I had a client once when I was starting to dabble with a Facebook group, and I really struggle with Facebook. So this conversation is kind of it. But she said, you know, Amy, I love that because we get to see a side of you that we don't see when you're in our home. And so I really think Rebecca and I have had this idea behind these conversations, that it is a little bit of us bringing you into our homes. And it is, you know, you get little tidbits when we're there. But I don't know about you, Rebecca, but I always love talking to my hostesses outside, because when I'm setting up and they're getting ready, like we have a little bit and we hug and we get to, but it's always the outside conversations that really pull me in close. And the strength that you guys show us, and the backside to your lives is just, it is really amazing. And I don't know when we're posting this, but probably after Mother's Day. And I just want you all to know that you're in my heart this weekend. And it's a hard weekend for a lot. We've either lost our mothers, maybe we never had a chance to be a mother, maybe we're in the depths of motherhood and it's just overwhelming and hard. But I just want you to know how grateful I am for you in my life. And so.
Yeah. And that we pray for you. And like Amy said, we just are so appreciative that you allow us to be a part of your life. And we're thrilled to death that you get to be a part of ours as well. So what else do we want to share?
I just think they should type any comments that maybe, we always say cover topics, but maybe type, if you will, share like where you're at in your life, or some things that you would like us to pray for you over. If you're like most of us, we carry it on our shoulders and we put on a brave face and we don't really ask for help. And so if there is anything, even if it's just please put me on your prayer list, like let us know, because we would love to do that for you. I know we always appreciate it, you know, when somebody has said that on the other end.
And if there are any quotes or scriptures that you particularly love, I'd like to hear those as well.
Yeah, it's just, I know sometimes maybe we don't say it enough, but I even love getting texts, this sounds funny, about a return and exchange, because it creates a dialogue with somebody that I may have had on my mind. And this business is funny because you don't always want to reach out and feel like they're only reaching out to book a show or whatever. And I think that it's beyond that with most of our clients. Like they know when we reach out, it's genuine, like, hey, I've been thinking about you. But sometimes it's a good nudge for us to go, oh, you were on my mind. And, you know, so I just love all the little things. Please don't ever feel like you're bothering us or that you shouldn't return something, or that you, I actually have created a lot of really strong relationships through those returns and exchanges, because it's an excuse to just visit for a minute. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of at a loss for words, but full of emotion today.
Yes, I think that sums it up, Amy.
Well, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for loving on us. And we love you too. So we will be back hopefully soon with another short conversation. And of course, we're back weekly with our fashion videos. So stay tuned for those. And please know that we love you. We appreciate every little comment that you leave, not even for the YouTube algorithm, but because we love and appreciate your comments. So have a wonderful spring. Enjoy the color, and hopefully you're not in snow like I am.